Welcome to Inspiring IT Leaders, where we feature top technology leaders in those amazing expressions they use to communicate, teach, and inspire. I'm Dan Roberts, your host of this series of 5-minute, high-impact micro videos. I am beyond excited to shine the light on the top digital and business leaders who are standout communicators. In this episode, we are featuring Robert Sheesley, who describes himself as a blue-collar CIO. A former Marine, Robert knows how to apply the grit needed to be a great leader. But I dare say his superpower is the grace he displays as the CIO of Wrench Group. So with that, let's listen in, learn from, and be inspired by Robert Sheesley.
Another ism that I rely on and stems from my youth as a high school football player is something that my head coach used to tell us repeatedly, routinely, frequently throughout the preseason and the season. And that ism is, when you're green, you're growing. When you think you're ripe, you'll rot. And really what that implies is if you're green, or if you pursue your work and your profession, your vocation, with the thought that you're continually growing, you're green, you're maturing, you're advancing, then you will continue to grow. But when you think you've arrived, or you think you've got it all figured out, when you think you're ripe, you'll rot. And he used that as a motivational technique with us to get us through the preseason, the 2 days, the 2 practices a day, get us through the season. Because he always, regardless of how much success we had on the football field as individuals and as a team, he wanted us to continue to strive to learn more, get better, improve, advance our skill and talent together. And I think that's applicable in our business communities today as well.
Yeah, big time. You made me think of 2 things. One, Jackie Joyner-Kersee, the great Olympian, saw her speak recently, and she had 2 things that really struck me. One was, remember, she had just won all these medals. She was getting ready for another Olympics. Her whole thing was stay coachable, right? And her goal was to get 1/10 of 1 second better. That idea. I talk about staying green and not rotting, right? She went on to do even better things in the next Olympics. You also made me think, Robert, of the best leaders, the best CIOs that I know, yourself included, are very humble, and it really shows itself in their quest for learning. Like, I'm talking about daily. Like, they spend time intentionally learning every single day. I just wonder if that resonates with you.
It certainly does. And I think that learning and approach, the humility that comes with a lot of the CIO leaders that I've respected in my career. Michael Smith, now at Estee Lauder, previously at Mylan. I worked for Michael at Mylan for 3 years. I can't think of a more advanced or thoughtful leader when it comes to humility and that whole idea of learning and encouraging others to take that position as well. I'm inspired all the time, daily, weekly, by a lot of my colleagues here in the Atlanta community, the Georgia CIO community. Brian Ben, the CIO of the Atlanta Housing Authority, has an enormous sense of humility when he approaches conversations and learning. We were on 3 panels together in 3 weeks. And at the end of the last panel, he said, "Hey, I'll see you next week." Kind of as a bit of a joke that, it might be a 4th panel with us. And I really enjoyed talking with Brian one-on-one and in the panel format. Another leader that I value a lot, who brings a lot of humility to his profession and his engagement in conversation about our profession, the CIO profession, is Walt Carter of Homestar Financial Corporation, author of We Can't Stay Here, a book about change and how to lead through change. And I think that ism that I shared, when you're green, you're growing, when you think you're ripe, you'll rot, I think is one that Brian and Walt and Michael embody in their approach to their CIO roles.
Those are great people. Know them all, respect them all, and I'm glad you mentioned them. And we're gonna have to get them on and record their isms, Robert. So thank you for highlighting them, and thanks for sharing. I mean, this is really, again, all of us get in those ruts, and myself included. So it's a great reminder: stay green, stay growing, keep it fun. Thanks so much, Robert.
Thank you, Dan. Appreciate it.
Thanks so much for watching this video. My name is Ryan Becker, and I'm the producer of this series as well as the Tech Whisperers podcast, where we unpack the playbooks of the best digital leaders in order to bring you the expert insights you need to grow in your career. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a thumbs up and let us know in the comments what you think of the expert advice that was shared. And if you want more content like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel or check out the Tech Whisperers podcast on any major podcasting platform, as well as right here on our channel. Thanks so much again for watching, and we'll see you next week.